Hello, my name is Nathan Smith, and I want to welcome you to this, the very first episode of Question of the Week, where every week we will ask Philadelphians one pressing question about a timely issue. This week we're going to tackle the University of Pennsylvania's Penn Reading Project. For those who don't know, at the University of Pennsylvania, the incoming class, all of the freshmen of the incoming class, are sent one book to read as a group. Students line up and go into Irvine Auditorium, where they will see famous and respected scholars talking about the book of choice, and then they break out for individual small group discussions. This year's book choice was Omnivore's Dilemma. This book promises to change the way people, and in this case students, think about what they eat and how they eat. So to find out whether the book was a success in its mission, we decided to ask Penn students whether they would be affected by what they had read in Omnivore's Dilemma. I decided to start right here at 1920 Commons, an on-campus cafeteria where most students come for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
To be completely honest, when I read that, I was like, man, I would really like to stop eating processed foods, you know? That sounds so much better. That sounds like a great life choice. And then like 20 minutes later, one of my friends was like, yo, you want to get some Arby's? And I was like, yeah, let's go.
It'll probably make me think more about what I'm eating, maybe not necessarily change it, but like, okay, this is maybe where this is coming from and stuff like that.
Did that happen while you were eating today? Did you think about those things?
Not really.
Absolutely not. I saw what looked good, ate it.
So I actually was standing in line waiting to get my processed sausage, and I said, I love how we're all eating this like super processed cafeteria food while holding our copies of the Omnivore's Dilemma.
So I don't think it's really going to affect the way I eat. I know a lot more about the way I guess other people eat now, but I'm still going to eat the same as I always have, keep eating healthy.
I don't know, man, a Big Mac is just so good. Like, you can't deny it, you know?
I mean, I think I could do some stuff. I don't think there's much a mediocre American could do, because maybe I could afford to eat organic food or whole foods, but I don't think a normal American, a middle-class American could actually afford to do that for a long period of time.
And to me, chicken comes from little packages in the freezer. I guess that it can't matter to me at this point because I'm so far ingrained in like American culture and what we eat out of the freezer that it's like I really don't have a choice of what I eat anymore.
Like, having read it, it does make me think, and like if I had an option, you know, I mean, if they had an organic or, you know, farm-raised portion of the cafeteria, I would probably choose that now, whereas before I would have just been like, whatever, you know?
So, you know, if they made like a better way of knowing, it would probably affect my decisions more. But with the way it is, they don't even know where most of the crops and whatnot come from. It could be varied by many states, you would have no idea.
I feel like if I was given the option for more like organic foods and stuff, or that like I knew came from a source that like didn't cause pollution, was like better for you, and I would probably choose that. But I mean, it hasn't dramatically changed my life in any way, I guess.
But I would say it's like, you know, it's like Super Size Me or any of those. You know, there've been a lot of these sort of like supposedly shocking exposés on the food industry, and you know, McDonald's stock isn't falling, and I don't think this is going to turn the, you know, meatpacking industry on its ear either. So I would say not much of a difference.
I don't know. I've eaten it all along, so I don't think just reading something would have changed my mind on it. Either way.
I don't really care one way or the other because I figure no matter what, something's going to kill you, and you look pretty stupid dying from nothing, so.
I then decided to walk over to the new student orientation barbecue in Hill Field to see how students there felt about Omnivore's Dilemma.
We're trying to keep away from cheeseburger and barbecue kind of stuff.
The whole American food culture is a bit daunting to us, and being from a country with a lot of food that isn't corn-based, after reading this book, it's interesting to be aware, a little bit terrifying. But yeah, it just helps me keep my eyes open and being in a new country and everything.
So that we
were both kind of conscious of what we ate coming into this already, I think it augmented what I knew, made it a little bit, you know, my decisions will be more informed now after reading this book. So yes, it will alter them a little bit, but I think I already kind of had that mindset coming in as well. But I think it has an impact to some extent.
It's not really going to have a major effect on how I eat and what I eat.
Yeah, but when you're actually buying the stuff and eating the stuff, that's the last thing you're going to think about. So
That depends. After reading that book.
After reading the book.
So you think it'll make you think more about this?
For 6 months, maybe.
Yeah, well, the effect is definitely rippling out now. We don't know. I don't know if that'll change in about 6 months if I end up forgetting.
I didn't read it.
I didn't read it. That's an interesting question. Actually, I don't think any of the people here would be able to tell you where it came from if you asked. So that could be a kind of something they need to work on with Aramark, which is the local food distributor for many things in Philadelphia.
I have no idea. I have no idea where the beef came from, but I'm not really concerned. Yeah.
I mean, I definitely have a reaction to it. I mean, just from reading the book without actually experiencing most of this stuff, I'm starting to think more about my food and where it's coming from.
No, not at all. Not for me, but it will have me thinking while I'm eating. Usually when I'm eating, I'm thinking about, you know, what I'm gonna do after I eat, but I'm probably gonna be thinking about what I'm eating and, you know, is it good for me and all that, which I wish I didn't have to, but, you know, my mind has been opened up, I guess, but it's not really gonna have a major effect on how I eat and what I eat.
I don't know if it'll have a major effect on what I eat or how I eat, but I think it has definitely, you know, made me a little bit more conscious, maybe reading food labels a little bit more carefully, appreciating the fact that I've already been introduced to organic foods and healthy foods at home. So I definitely think it's a good book, something that's worth having out there for people to get some information from.
Well, there you have it. It seems most students found Omnivore's Dilemma to be a good read. They discovered a lot of shocking and interesting information about industrial food and also about the organic farming industry. However, very few reported that they would change their actual eating habits as a result of reading the book. Most chalked this up to a limitation of options. They felt that the American economy, or in this case more specifically, university cafeterias, didn't really provide them a lot of opportunities to support organic and sustainable farming. I hope you'll join us next week, where we'll take a look at another pressing question of the week.